Morning, Carl.
Morning.
Hey, all, Chris Mystery Clean, cleaning with the Far Coast. So we're in Cleveland's, the old glass house done. Yeah, some very strange ways I've managed to pick up customers, particularly this week. And let me get this job done and I'll tell you all about it. See you in a bit. Hey, all, Chris Mystery Cleaning winds of the Far Coast once again. I'm not going to go into the whole, isn't it art, kind of argument, you know. I saw old school window cleaner Lee. Not be funny, mate. I saw the sun bouncing off your head was enough to blind the entire nation, mates. But I'll save us both a bit of time. You're going to say something along the line of, oh, too many headboards, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so let's save ourselves both a bit of time. Okay, so yeah, today's video. So the strangest ways that I have picked up customers. Some strange ways. And it was capped off this week, and you know, bear with me and I'll get to it. I have picked up customers having my lunch in the van. Fair enough, you're in a sign written van, you can kind of expect it, you know, on occasion. Sometimes people sort of nagging you mid sort of, you know, mid chew kind of thing. But yeah, so that's not particularly weird. But I was out, another one, I was out with my family. And I had on the back of my jacket, you know, ask me about window cleaning in your local area. That is actually, you know, it's not a particularly strange one, but it was surprising just how many people actually approached me. A lot of the time, you'll see us clean windows. You know, people see us clean windows on the streets that we operate on, and people just won't approach us. They'll ring the number on the side of the van, they'll book an appointment, then I'll go back, give a quote, or quote them through Google Street View. And yeah, people seem very hesitant about approaching you. Perhaps they don't want to disturb us during our work, to be fair. And if you're on a busy day, then you know you can kind of appreciate, obviously, that they've got a bit of respect for your time, which is fair enough. But I've had people sort of, you know, midway through conversations sort of thing, or what, you know, sort of thing, meeting people for the first time. What do you do? Oh, run a window cleaning, or run a local business, you know, cleaning windows. And they're like, oh, right, okay, blah, blah. And you pick people up that way and all that sort of stuff in places you don't necessarily expect to pick customers up. I could be having I've had a conversation with someone before about what I do, with another person that runs another business in the pub. And while we were chatting, someone was earwigging and sort of heard window cleaner and said, oh, actually, well, can you give us a quote? And I'm like, and sort of like midway through a conversation, but you know, that can be quite weird. But the weirdest way I have ever picked up a customer. So one of my lads, Paul, was driving one of my vans down the road. He realised he had no work gloves, so I've got my work gloves on. He had no work gloves on. You know, the work gloves he had holes in them, so he stopped by a local shop to pick up a pair of work gloves. And he pulls up and he goes in and he gets his work gloves, not an issue. Comes out the shop just in time to hear a loud bang, see the wing mirrors spinning around on the floor, and a car just driving on. So Paul being Paul, you know, jumps into the van, picks up the mirror on the floor, jumps into the van, then, you know, tear-asses it down the street to try and confront this person who's just smashed the wind mirror off my van. And he's driving, he gets up to, you know, the next set of traffic lights, the car's stopped. Paul gets out, you know, ready to give it the beans, give this person what for. And it turns out there's this old, you know, this 74-year-old old dear, who's sort of sat there quaking in her boots at the fact that this, you know, big burly window cleaner has just sort of, you know, banged on a window. When he realised, in his defence, to be fair, when he realised it was, you know, it was an old deer, he sort of backed off a bit. It's a bit like a bit like shouting at your nan, isn't it? You know what I mean? You don't really want to have that on you. You don't want to do that. You know, to be fair, I'll draw a line. To be fair, so very calmly, sort of just explained. Sorry, my love. I don't know if you've realised you've taken my wing mirror off at the shop at the top of the street. Oh, I am sorry. Blah blah and all this sort of stuff. So, exchanged, you know, details, etc. Not for insurance, but, you know, it's a wing mirror, you know what I mean? It's, you know, it's a couple of quid. But she's hit it with such force, the plastic backing, I haven't got it with me, the plastic backing on the back of the mirror's gone, the mirror's shattered. But the plastic backing that sits in the bracket, was smashed clean in half. So, you know, it needed a new one of those as well. So, Paul went to the local, you know, so auto shop and basically ordered the parts and stuff like that. They weren't there then when it came the next day. I popped round to the lady's house with the receipt to say, look, I've replaced the mirror. That's what it cost, kind of thing. And I think it came to something like 34 quid, something daft like that. You know, it's nothing really. So I was like 34 quid in about sort of 5 minutes trying to wiggle it back into place. It's nothing. We just move on. I was chatting away to her and she saw, you know, she seems like a lovely lady. Anyway, we got chatting away. And she obviously sees the van outside her house. And she just decided, you know, she says to me, well, actually, how much to clean the windows? And originally I was thinking to myself, this old dear, she wants to apologise so much. She actually, you know, wants to come on the ticket almost out of feeling guilty that she smashed the wing mirror off my van. And I did say to her, you don't have to come on the window cleaning rotor if you don't want to, my love. And she did actually turn around and say, well, have you seen the state of my windows? I do need a window cleaner, to be fair. I said jokingly to her, well, if you need a window cleaner in the future, that's fine. Just try not to smash my van up. Is that all right? So, you know, the ladies come on ticket, what have you, £15 a month, you know, little bungalow with lots of skylights and all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, just crackers, absolutely crackers. I have picked up some customers in some strange places you wouldn't think to pick customers up. But yeah, it's just crackers. And I think, to be fair, the way Paul handled it, did us both a lot of favours, to be honest with you, because if he'd have gone up there giving it the Billy Big Bollocks and started screaming at this old deer, it doesn't look good on him, and doesn't look good on me either, to be fair. But at the same time, you've got to have a little bit of, you know, you've got to know who you're talking to. If it was a young person who just smashed the mirror off my car and thought, I'm not stopping, and just hightailed it out there, well, yeah, quite frankly, you deserve a good, you know, tongue lashing, and you're going to get it. But after speaking to this old dear, she heard a bang, but she thought she'd driven over something, and just carried on. Not you know, didn't notice that a wing mirror was like, you know, sort of hanging off kind of thing. But yeah, no, what are you gonna do? And then I'm gonna go sit in a bath of ice for a little bit. Hope everybody's keeping well. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. And if you like what we do here, please consider subscribing. I am going to drive off before I sweat out any more of my own body weight. All the very best, peeps. Take care.